Okay, so okay, so last session I will give the summary. Last session we started OOPS part 2, right? OOPS part 2. In the part 2, generally we done the topic is encapsulation. Encapsulation. So today we'll discuss about the inheritance. Today we'll discuss about the inheritance. Okay. So what is the main purpose of the inheritance is inheritance. The main purpose of inheritance is it is the process of extending the properties from it is the process of extending the properties from one class to another class. One class to extending the properties from one class to another class. One class to another class is called inheritance. Is called inheritance. Okay, is called inheritance. Here, extend is the keyword. Extend the properties. For extending the properties, we will use extends keyword. We will use extends keyword. We will use extend keyword. Extend keyword. Okay, fine. I will increase some font size. Okay. Next point is from which class we are extending the properties. From which class we are extending the properties. We are extending the properties is called. We are extending the properties is called. I would say superclass. Superclass, or I can say base class, or I can say parent class, parent class, parent class. Okay. Next, the class which is extending, the class which is extending the properties, extending the properties, the class which is extending the properties is called child class, child class, or I can say subclass, or I can say derived class, or I can say derived class. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
So child class or subclass, or you can say derived class
Usma is waiting. Can I accept a request?
or derived class. Okay, so, derived class, derived class. Okay, okay. So next thing is syntax. What is the main purpose of inheritance? Why the JDK people introduce the inheritance basically? So the main purpose of inheritance is code reusability. Code reusability. I will show you so how we will reuse the code. So the main purpose of inheritance is code reusability. For example, I will tell the syntax public class, the class name is the user, and from here to here this is the scope of the class, and one more class I am taking, the class name is the public class, the class name is the student. And for example, here I will take some properties like int id. Okay, and next I will take a string name, I will take like this. So these properties already I have declared in user class, right? So I want to, there is a difference between reusability and rewrite the code. So I'm not, if I write like this, if I write like this, int id and string name, then what does it mean? So already these variables are already declared in the user class, right? So if I rewrite this, the rewrite code, so then this code is called a duplicate code. Duplicate code or redundant code or boilerplate code. Boilerplate code. Boilerplate code. Okay. So how to overcome this problem? So we can write once and reuse anywhere. That is the Java slogan, right? So same principle we will apply here also. So user. Then what does it mean? Now this child class can inherit the properties. So if the class is having properties, or like if the class is having the methods, all the things we can extend the properties. We can extend the properties. So in this case, the node point is, in this case, user class is called parent class. User class is called parent class, and student class is called child class. Student class is called child class. Student class is called child class. Okay, and one more important point here it is, we can inherit the properties from parent to child only, not child to parent. We can inherit we can inherit we can inherit the properties from properties we can inherit the properties from always always parent to child only, parent to child only. And next point is, we should uh, we should create we should create always object for the child class only, object for child class only, object for child class only. These are the points we need to remember. Child class only. Okay, I will take the notepad and then I will show you how it will happen. I will take one package, demo src. Okay, here one more package I will take, control M, and I will take mention with the package name. I can mention with inheritance. Today date I can mention. I will mention like this. Okay, here I will take the class name. The class first one is the user class I will take, and then here I would like to take int id, and next one more thing I will take, that is the string name. Okay, and I will take one more class. The class name is the student, The class name is the student. Okay. So here, how will you establish the relation between two classes? By using the extents. By using the extents. So generally, I will show you this one by using the MS Pen. If we can assume public class and the class name is the user, and from here to here this is the scope of the class, and here we have the properties, that is the int id, and here we have the properties, that is the string name, that is the string name. So this property is already available, already you have written in one user class, you already written in user class. Okay, now what I will do, the same properties if I write in any another class, then that is the we are again writing the same code, right? I will take one more class. So okay, here I will take the class name. Here I will take public class. The class name is the student, and we are making the relation. We are establishing the relation between two classes. One is the user class. Second one is the student class by using the extends keyword. By using the extends keyword, extends, the class name is the user, the class name is the user. So this is the way. So if I write the same code here, then that is called duplicate code, redundant code, or boilerplate code. So this is the way to create, to establish the relation between two classes, to establish relation between the two classes. Okay, simply I am taking some other color, and so this is the approach. Okay, here how we are establishing the relation between two classes by using the extends keyword. By using the extends keyword, the same purpose here also I am taking extends. The class name is the user. Okay, here also if I take the int id, and then I will take the string. Then what does it mean by, what does it mean? This is called duplicate code. So this is the OOP language, right? Duplicate code, or we can mention with duplicate, or you can mention with the boilerplate code, boilerplate, or you can mention with redundant code, redundant code. We are we are following the OOPS principles, right? So according to the OOPS principles only, you can write the program. According to the OOPS principles only, we can write the program. If I write like this, then you are completely violating the OOPS principles. You are completely violating the OOPS principles. If you declare the same properties in one class, that is enough. No need to write one more time. If you write one more time, then what we will face the disadvantage? One, so we need to give once again memory for the already existing variables, and so this is not good way. Okay, so whenever you are following the OOPS principles, we can declare in one class, we can reuse the same code wherever you want, you can reuse. If you are writing once again, so that means you are completely violating the OOPS principles. You are completely violating the OOPS principles. Why you need to write here? Already the variables are already declared here, right? Then you can reuse those variables. That is the inheritance concept. Okay, we can write one time, we can reuse anywhere. If I write like this, so you are completely violating the OOPS principles. You are not following the OOPS principles. You are completely violating the OOPS principles. Okay, this is not at all recommended. This is not at all recommended. Now, the student class is having implicitly two properties. The two properties are string int id. This is the implicitly one, and next one is the string id, string name. These two properties it is having implicitly. For example, if I mention any other thing, a double some, I will take some salary equal to some 5,000, some salary. If I declare like this, now the student having the total three properties. Two properties it is having implicitly, one property it is having explicitly. And next point is always we should create the object for the child class only. Now I can take the main method and then we can take new student and then student s equal to student. Okay, by default, the JVM will provide the default numbers. So if you don't like the default numbers, you can initialize with the default numbers. So every object will maintain the copy of the instance variables. Now, how will you initialize the values? Int SID equal to some 100, and similarly s name equal to some Raju, and similarly s dot double equal to s dot sal equal to s dot sal equal to some, I would like to mention some 8,000 return at all. Okay. If I want to print these statements, then how could I print? You can take the sysout statement. Inside the sysout statement, you can mention s dot id, and similarly can take the double string, and here s dot name. So similarly can take with h dot salary. This is the way. Extending the properties, and then system dot out dot println s dot salary s dot name, and then which is we need to save the file. Okay, save the file, and then you can come here and then you can save the file. Now you can run the file. If you run the file, you can get the output. So this is the one approach with respect to variables. Okay, with respect to variables, the main purpose of inheritance is code reusability. You can run one time and you can reuse anywhere. So that is the concept of inheritance. This is with respect to variables, and we'll see with respect to methods. Now I will take the methods. I will take the methods. This is with respect to variables. Now I will take the methods. The methods I would like to take void m1 method, and then here I would like to pass some dummy message, that is sysout statement. Here I would like to mention user m1 method calling. User m1 method calling. User m1 method calling. Okay, and then I can save this one, and simply I will go here and I will remove these things. Here I will write, if I write the same M1 method here, then what does it mean? That is called duplicate or boilerplate code, right? Now I will take the void M2 method, and from here to here, if I write student M2 method calling, student M2 method calling, M2 method calling. Okay, if I call this methods M1 and then s dot M2, so generally I can access child object, I can access both. So this method is coming. This method is I'm accessing M1 method. I am accessing M1 method from the user class. Accessing M1 method, M1 method from the, I can mention from the user class. from the user class. Okay, this one I am accessing from the student class. This one I am accessing M2 method from the student class. Student class. Student class. So this is the thing. I am save the file and then Java application proceed. Then I am getting the values. I am getting the values. So similarly, we will see with respect to constructors also. Simply, I will go to the user class. User class. Here I will take the constructors. Already you aware how to take the constructor. So the first one is the user, and from here to here I will like to take parent constructor calling. I will take some dummy message sysout statement. I will take some dummy message, that is parent constructor calling. Parent constructor calling. Okay, I'm saving this file and simply I'm going to the student class. Here also I will take the constructor, that is student. Here you can mention, I will pass some dummy message, student constructor calling. I am mentioning student constructor calling. Constructor calling. Okay. Now if I create the object, then I can call two constructors. Actually I'm showing you. Parent constructor is calling and method constructor is calling. Okay. So this is the with respect to variables, and we seen with respect to variables, and with respect to methods, and with respect to constructors. Here the question is if the both class have if the both classes have if the both classes like parent and child class have the both same methods, then which method will execute? Parent class and a child class will have the same methods, then which method will be executed? Then which method will be executed? So that is comes under the methods execution flow. Java methods execution flow. Okay. So I will show you, for example, some cases what will happen. ఇప్పుడు వచ్చా టూ టు ఫోర్ అవ్వాలి ఎక్సర్సైజ్ అయింది తర్వాత తీసుకోండి దాంట్లో లాస్ట్ కలెక్షన్ ఫీల్ చేస్తే ఇంట్రెక్షన్ చెప్పాను, అది ఇవ్వ అని చెప్పాను. మళ్ళీ ఫ్రైడే వాళ్ళు కలమంటే వాళ్ళ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ అయిపోయింది. కలెక్షన్స్ మళ్ళీ వస్తారు. వాళ్ళు అదే రూమ్ స్పేస్ లాగా ఆన్లైన్ చేస్తారు. ఆన్లైన్ 12 to 1 అని చెప్పి చెప్పాము. నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు కన్వీనియన్స్ కూడా అటెండ్ చేస్తే వాళ్ళు 11 to వాళ్ళు 11 to 1 11 to 1 వాళ్ళు 11కి వస్తారు. వాళ్ళు 11 to 1 వాళ్ళ ఆఫీస్కి వస్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకో బ్యాచ్ వచ్చేసరికి అదే వాళ్ళు టైమింగ్ ఇస్తే వాళ్ళు అప్పుడు జాయిన్ అవుతారు. కొత్త బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళు 11 to 1. నీ ఓల్డ్ బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళు నువ్వు టైం ఇస్తే టైం జాయిన్ అవుతారు. ఆఫీస్కి కలిసి వాళ్ళు ఆన్లైన్ ఆఫీస్లో టైమింగ్స్ గ్రూప్ కాలేజ్ 2 to 4 కాలేజ్ లేదు, 4 to 6 కాలేజ్. ఇంకా ఈవినింగ్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. 68 పెట్టుకోవాలి. అందుకని చెప్పేసి జనరల్గా వాళ్ళకి మమ్మీకి మామూలు జాబ్ బేసిక్ అది వాళ్ళకి మళ్ళీ స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి. Okay, if the parent, this is the parent class and then this is the child class. So what my question is, if the parent and child class have the same methods, meaning here I will take the some another dummy message which is parent message calling, parent message, and then here I'm taking the same method and different logic actually. So some situations we will write the programs like that. The same method I will take in the child class actually, and here I will take another dummy message, that is student message. Student message. Now my question is, if I call the M1 method, which method will execute? Which method will execute? So that is the question actually. Parent and child, the both classes having the same M1 method. M1 method in the parent, it is containing, it had one parent, some other another logic, and child class is also having the same M1 method, and it had some another logic. Then which method will execute? అదేనా పేరెంట్లో సేమ్ మెథడ్ నేమ్ ఉంది, M1 మెథడ్ ఉంది, చైల్డ్లో కూడా M1 మెథడే ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు నేను M1 మెథడ్ కాల్ చేస్తున్నా, అప్పుడు ఏది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయింది? అది క్వశ్చన్. పేరెంట్లో సేమ్ మెథడ్ M1, చైల్డ్లో కూడా M1. Parent one. You guys online guys? Anyone? Any idea?
పేరెంట్ క్లాస్ అదే సార్.
క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా?
సార్ అదే ఏది ఫస్ట్ కాల్
నేను M1 మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేస్తున్నా కదా, ఇప్పుడు ఈ మెసేజ్ డిస్ప్లే అవుతా, నాకు పేరెంట్ లో ఉన్న మెసేజ్ డిస్ప్లే అవుతా, ఏది డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది? అది నాకు
పేరెంట్ మెథడ్ సార్.
రెండు ఒకటే మెసేజ్ కాదు, మెసేజ్ డిఫరెంట్ కాదు,
డిఫరెంట్ మెసేజ్.
మెసేజ్ ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసరికి స్టూడెంట్ మెసేజ్, లాజిక్ డిఫరెంట్, మెథడ్ నేమ్ సేమ్ ఉంది. నేను ఆ మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేస్తున్నా, ఈ మెథడ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది.
స్టూడెంట్ ఎక్స్టెన్స్
చైల్డ్ లో ఉన్న దాన్ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. ఆ పాయింట్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. So whenever the parent and the child is having the same methods, whenever you are calling the same method name, then always child class implementation, child class methods will be executed the first. So child class లో ఉన్నవి ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాయి, తర్వాత పేరెంట్కి అవుతాయి. దాన్నే మనము జావాలో మెథడ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ ఫ్లో అంటాము. జావాలో మనం దాన్నే మెథడ్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ ఫ్లో అంటాము. ఎప్పుడైనా మనకి అలా కాల్ చేసినప్పుడు పేరెంట్లో చైల్డ్లో సేమ్ మెథడ్ సిగ్నేచర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం దాన్ని కాల్ చేస్తాం, ఆ మెథడ్ని స్పెసిఫిక్గా కాల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు అది ఆల్వేస్ చైల్డ్ క్లాస్లో ఉన్న మెథడ్ని ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది, తర్వాత పేరెంట్కి వెళ్తుంది. అది జనరల్గా. ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్స్కి వచ్చేసరికి మళ్ళీ ఆపోజిట్ అయింది. కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, ఇప్పుడు సేమ్ ఇక్కడ నేను ఏం చేస్తానంటే కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ తీసుకుంటాను. కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ వచ్చేసరికి యూజర్ అని చెప్పేసి కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ తీసుకున్నాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చేసరికి ఈ స్టూడెంట్, ఐ విల్ టేక్ స్టూడెంట్ కన్స్ట్రక్టర్. So here if I call the constructor, then you can now you can tell me. First parent constructor will call and then child constructor will call. So that is the opposite. So if I call this one, ఫస్ట్ పేరెంట్ వస్తుంది, తర్వాత స్టూడెంట్ వస్తుంది. కానీ మెథడ్స్లో అలా కాదు, కరెంట్ క్లాస్ ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయితే దాని తర్వాత పేరెంట్కి వెళ్ళింది. అలా దాన్నే మెథడ్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ ఫ్లో అంటారు జావా. ఓకేనా? అది మెథడ్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ అప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ డెరైవ్డ్ క్లాస్కి వెళ్తుంది, దాని తర్వాత పేరెంట్ క్లాస్. అదే కన్స్ట్రక్టర్లో అయితే పై నుంచి కిందకి వస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ పేరెంట్ కాల్ చేస్తుంది, తర్వాత చైల్డ్ కాల్ చేస్తుంది. అది కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వమండి. అంటే మీరు ఫ్రెషర్ లెవెల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ కంట్లో వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఇలాంటి క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతూ ఉంటారు. ఓకేనా? ఇది జనరల్గా ఇందులో మనకి టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇది అర్థమైంది ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ టోటల్గా అసలు ఎందుకు, దీని పర్పస్ ఏంటంటే ఒకసారి కోడ్ రాస్తాము, రాసిన కోడ్ని మనం ఎక్కడైనా వాడుకుంటాం. ఒకసారి రాస్తాం, రాసిన దాన్ని మళ్ళీ వాడుకోవాలంటే మనం ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్కి వెళ్తాం. ఒకసారి రాసిన కోడ్ మళ్ళీ రాస్తే దాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే అది డూప్లికేట్ కోడ్. సో మనము ఊప్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఫాలో అయ్యేటప్పుడు ఊప్లో ఉన్న ఊప్స్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ మాత్రం కంపల్సరీ ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. ఊప్స్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఫాలో అవ్వకపోతే ఇంకెందుకు ఊప్ లాంగ్వేజ్? సో కంపల్సరీ ఊప్స్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ రాయాలి. ఊప్స్ ప్రిన్సిపల్కి అనుగుణంగానే మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనేది రాయాలి కదా. సో నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్, so that is with respect to constructors execution flow and methods execution flow. After that, types of inheritance. We have the topic that is the types of inheritance. So basically types of inheritance, we have the total, I can say, single level inheritance, and second one is multi-level. Single level meaning one child class have only one parent. Second one is the multi-level. Second one is the multi-level inheritance, and third one is hierarchical. Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Next one is multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Fifth one is hybrid inheritance. So generally here one child class have only one parent class. One child class having only one parent. One parent is called single level. So here it is containing like a hierarchy, like basically class C extends class B, class C extends class B, class B, and class B extends class C, class CBA. Okay, like this hierarchy. Here the hierarchy should be class B extends, I can mention class B extends class A, class A. Here hierarchical inheritance meaning one parent contain multiple childs. One parent contain multiple childs. Contain multiple childs. Multiple childs. So then at the time you can go with hierarchical inheritance. For example, class C extends class C extends class B, and again class C extends class A, class C extends class A, class A. Okay, so in case of multiple inheritance, basically one child class contain multiple parents. One child class contain multiple parents. So at the time of invoking the methods, multiple parents. So our compiler also will confuse. So that confusion is called ambiguity problem. Due to ambiguity problem, these which are not supported using classes. Okay. So one child contain multiple parents. If you are invoking any method, so if the method is having the two or three parents, then compiler also confused which method it will execute. So that confusion is called ambiguity problem. That confusion is called ambiguity problem. So that's why these two, multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. So basically we cannot achieve by using the classes. We can achieve by using the interfaces. Okay. So now as of now we'll try to understand single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. I will show you hierarchy, then we'll get the clarity on it. Inheritance types. There we have some hierarchy types, hierarchy. Now if you see this diagram, if I open this one, so this is the example diagram. Single level meaning only one level. One child can contain one parent is called single level. Next, multi-level meaning, so it is a hierarchy more than I would say one parent actually. Okay, class C is having the parent is B. Again, B is having the parent as the A. Like this is similar to generations. This is the grandfather generation. This is father generation, and this is the our generation. Like that you can assume. Okay, so father and grandfather. So father can inherit the properties from the grandfather, and here the son is inherit the properties from the parent. Okay, this is called more than one level is called multi-level. Hierarchical meaning only one parent. Multiple child classes can contain only one parent. Such kind of inheritance we can say hierarchical. Only one parent, head. Only one head is there, and we can inherit the properties from that head multiple childs. Okay now? Now multiple inheritance you can see this is the child class. Child class is having the multiple parents actually. So due to ambiguity problem, it doesn't support actually. It doesn't support. Okay. This one also same thing. So we'll go. ఉంటది. ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ తీసుకుంటాము. ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ తీసుకుంటాము. సో త్రూ ద క్లాసెస్ వీ కెనాట్ అచీవ్, త్రూ ద ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ వీ కెన్ అచీవ్. రియల్ టైంలో వాడతాం, ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ యూజ్ చేసి వాడతాం. ఓకే, సో టుడే విల్ సీ single level and hierarchical and multi-level we try to understand. So easy example we'll take and we can write. So till now we write the program. These all are comes under the single level. This is we can say parent and this we can say child. Now I will take one more class. The class name is the parent. I will mention class name is the parent, and here I will take anything. We can take the properties, we can take the constructor, we can take the properties, anything to take. Void, the method name is, I would like to mention M1 method. Okay, here I will pass the same some dummy message, sysout statement, and then here I would like to pass some dummy message, parent message. Okay, I'm saving this one. And now again we can create one more class, that is child class. You can mention with the child class. You can establish the relation between two classes by using the extends keyword. Here you can mention parent, and always you should create object for the child class only, and a new and child can create object. This object you can store in some reference variable, and that reference variable data type is the child. Okay, now c dot m1 method, which is coming from the parent. We are accessing we are accessing from the parent. We are accessing m1 method from the parent. M1 method from the parent. Okay, and if I take the here one more method, void m2 method, and if I pass some dummy message sort statement, and here if I pass any dummy message here, like child message. Okay, I'm saving this one, and then if I call this one c dot m2, so this one we are accessing we are accessing we are accessing from child class, from the child class. Okay, from the child class. So this is called single level. Only one child class can contain only one parent. I'm running the Java application, and then we are getting the result. Okay, and we'll see with respect to multi-level. Multi-level meaning we'll take one example for grandfather, father, and son. Like that, we will take, and then we can. So multi-level meaning more than one level. We will take the class that is the grandfather, grandfather class. Okay, so grandfather is having the method, that is the, we can take m1 method, and from here to here we will take some sysout statement, and here I will write the message, that is grandfather m1 method calling, m1 method calling, m1 method calling. Okay, and then I can take father's class. I can take father's class, father class. Now here father is also having one more method, void m2 method. Here the father is having the message is father m2 method calling, father m2 method calling. Okay, here I need to make the relation between grandfather and father. How could I? We can use the extends keyword, and here you can mention the grandfather. Okay, okay, fine. So similarly we can create one more class, that is the son class. Control N, we can take the class, and then we can create the son class, and then here you can take one more method, that is void m3 method, and from here to here this is the scope of the m3 method. We can take the some dummy message, that is son m3 method calling, m3 method calling. Now if you observe, I can make the established relation between father and son. How could I extend keyword and father? Now implicitly the father is having the two methods. One method is coming belong to father only. One method belong to grandfather. Similarly, son is having total three methods. Two methods is coming from the parents. One method, the son is having only one method, that is the three method. Now how can I access all the methods? You can take the main method, and then inside the always you should create object for the child class only. new sun, and then you can store this sun in some reference variable. Now we can call m1 method. This is coming from the super parent, and m2 method, this is coming from the parent, and m3, this is coming from the child. So this is the thing. This is the multi-level. More than one level is called multi-level. So not only grandfather, you can take super class also can take. So like this, more than one level, we can take n number of levels. So then we can say example for the multi-level. Multi-level. Advaina? Hmm? Next one is we have the hierarchical. Hierarchical meaning parent is one and the parent is having the multiple childs, right? So at the time you can say example for the hierarchical. For example, we can take one father is having the two kids. One kid is the daughter, one kid is the son. So the father having some properties, like the father is having the gold and the father is having the some land. Now what the father is decided, gold want to give the daughter and land want to give the son. The same thing I will write the programmatically by using the hierarchical. So in this case, the father is having only one father and the father is having two kids. One kid is son, one kid is the daughter. The father want to decide gold has to give daughter and land has to give the son. Because the same scenario will go with here. We will go with here, and I will mention already here we have the father, right? So I will take inside Wipro package. Here I will take the class name is the father. Class name is the father. The father is having the two properties actually. One property is gold. Okay, and second property is gold message. Here you can pass any message, and second property is having the land void. You can mention plots, and here you can mention its source statement. Here you can take plots message. Okay, and here we will take two classes. So the father is having two kids. One is, you can assume one is the Razu and one is the Rani. You can take the father and daughter classes like that also. Anything you can take. Now you can take Razu, and then Razu is extending the properties. Razu is extending the properties father. Father. Meaning it is explicitly having also now parent is one and the parent is having the two children. Raju is the one children. Raju is taking the properties like parent a main method. I would like to take the main method. main method. Okay, here you can create the class object for the Raju. Now you can take this one, you can store in some reference variable Raju, and then you can access the father's property actually plots. So the same thing you can go with the Rani also. You can create the Rani. Class name is, you can take Rani, and then Rani extend the properties. Rani extend the properties father, and Here also can create the main method, and we can access the father's gold property. So how she will access Rani, and then we can create object. This object you can store in some reference variable, and then that reference variable name is the Rani. Now we can call or dot gold. So this is the approach. Three cases. If I run this one, now I can get the gold basis. So this is the total single level, hierarchical, and then multi-level. Single level meaning one class having only one parent. Multi-level meaning more than one level is called multi-level. Hierarchical meaning one parent is having the multiple childs. Okay, and these two we cannot achieve by using the classes. These two we can achieve by using the interfaces. Okay, so that is all about inheritance. So tomorrow we'll see polymorphism. Tomorrow we'll see polymorphism. Okay, so that's it today. We'll catch up in the next session.